as sort of a translational scientist, I'm involved in, sort of laboratory-based projects, but also in clinical drug development. So I don't know that I'm the world's leading expert on all of the clinical trials that are going on in lymphoma, but those that I think are most interesting to me and potentially, hopefully, for patients down the road. Number one, I don't think any update would be complete without discussing CAR T-cell therapy. Certainly, there are 2 and about to be 3 products, CAR T-cell products that target CD19, available for patients with relapsed refractory aggressive lymphomas like diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. I think the CAR T questions in that space, particularly, are in patients in first relapse or those with primary refractory disease. Does treatment with CAR T-cell therapy improve outcomes compared to standard of care salvage chemotherapy and autologous transplantation, which we've been doing now for decades? So both the Belinda study and the ZUMA-7 study are sort of interrogating that question. Also, with regard to CAR T-cell therapy, recently published in the New England Journal by Michael Wang from MD Anderson, was the study of Kite Gilead's CAR T-cell product in patients with relapsed mantle cell lymphoma. Very high objective response rates. It's a relatively immature study as far as response duration following CAR T-cell therapy, but I think it's very likely that in 2020 we'll have CAR T-cell therapy approved for mantle cell lymphoma, which is quite difficult to treat once patients are resistant to Bruton's tyrosine kinase or BTK inhibitors. Another immunotherapy that I think is looking very interesting in DLBCL and follicular lymphoma is our antibodies that block the CD47 SIRP alpha checkpoint. The drug from the 47 company called magrolimab is probably the furthest, or is the furthest along there. Their phase 2 study is ongoing. Response rates, particularly in relapsed refractory DLBCL, which is a tough market, look very good. The drug's very tolerable. So I think CD47 blockade therapy hopefully will have a place in the treatment of relapsed refractory DLBCL the next year or two. Like polatuzumab, other antibody drug conjugates or other monoclonal therapies like the anti-CD19 antibody from MorphoSys are also looking very good, gaining approval either as single agent therapy or in combinations. So antibody drug conjugate immunotherapy also, I think, is looking very good. There's lots of targets on the surface of B cells to go after. And so I think those therapies could be incorporated with upfront chemotherapy for example, DLBCL. Now we use our CHOP. Perhaps one of those drugs might either replace or be added to that platform to enhance outcomes in patients, similar to how we use brentuximab vedotin in upfront in classical Hodgkin lymphoma these days. So I think those are the areas that are of most interest, at least to me, in lymphoma in the year 2020.